What's up guys, I am back again with another reaction video where today we are going to be reacting to someone that I guarantee you most of you would have not known or probably have forgotten. Unless you haven't, then good for you I guess, but we're going to react to one of the most people that I hate for a good reason, and that is Nas Daily. Now, if you know who Nas Daily is, then you don't really need me to explain it to you. But for those of you who don't know who he is, he's like this influenced person. I think he's like Jewish and Palestinian or some shit. I think he was born in Jerusalem or something. I can't remember. But like half the time he wanted to make wholesome content, like educational. So like with stuff like this, you have to be wondering. You have to wonder how things like this need to be improved in a way. Because let's be honest, Nas Daily, it's not as wholesome as you think. And I know what you lot will be thinking, you lot will be saying, Nas Daily's such a great guy, and he does this, he does that and he helps so much people. Yeah, that's true. No one, I'm not judging him for that. But it's there are controversies around him. I think they'll mention more of it as we get into this video. Obviously with the charitable scams, for an example, they tried getting her to do the charity scams or some shit. Another one was some person that wanted to that did tattoos the ancient way. They wanted her to do a course, but according to the daughter, that she didn't get offered it or some shit. And to the point that really pisses me off is the way how he badmouths Muslims. It pisses me off because most people who know or don't know, I'm Muslim myself. As a Muslim, it's offensive to every Muslim, including me. I'm already offended after I found out, all the misinformation, from it. Literally, there's so much misinformation from Nas Daily, it's not even funny. Yeah, there are good parts, but most people are foreshadowed by his good parts to the point where he has some dark parts too. And that's what we're going to be investigating in this video. So, yeah, without further ado, guys, whilst you're here, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. And, yeah, without further ado, let's just get into this video. Oh, yeah, before I start, by the way, big credit to, it's Blanko. His content's really good. I've started binge watching it as well. So if you want to know his channel's here. If you don't want to search up yourself, pause the video if you can, and just let me know in the comments down below that I've sent you. His recent video on Calvicula is really good as well. So without further ado, guys, let's just get into this video. Oh, for fuck's sake, no internet.
There's no platform that really thrives off negativity the way that YouTube does. This platform really made it possible to make a living as a hater. I mean, look at me. Anytime a big creator or celebrity messes up, we're always so quick to milk the living fuck out of it for clicks. I mean, again, look at me. So when we see someone who's a genuine positive influence in the creator space, it's quite a fresh breath of air. Nas Daily at one point was that fresh breath of air. At one point, he was one of the most unique storytellers on this platform. A creator who had a vision to change the world one video at a time. He shared some of the most amazing and inspiring stories that I've ever seen. Nas was a creator who YouTube really needed at such a dire time. A couple years ago, I would have bet some serious money that he was going to be the next Mr. Beast. No joke. He was just so different, and every single video he made was the highest quality stuff that I've ever seen. But before Nas could really reach his potential, he let his own ego get in the way. What started off as a journey to help save the world slowly started to turn into a big cash cow. Exploiting people, possibly faking charities, exploiting culture, lying to his fans. Nas slowly made himself less reputable day by day. A couple years ago, his videos were getting millions of hits on average, but now they can barely even scrap 100K. He gets flooded with hate comments every time he posts, and it doesn't seem like he really has much time before he officially hits rock bottom. Let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. Now, in 1992, Nas was born in Israel to a Palestinian family, and as you can imagine, this was a very interesting ethnical background for Nas. It created a pretty big conflicting cultural identity for him, and he struggled with it for a lot of his life. He had a really hard time fitting in as an Arab living in Israel, but the struggle would pay off for him as it was the subject for his college essay that he would use to get into Harvard University. And it was here that Nas would choose to be in an aerospace engineering program, which was pretty extreme. Like, that's some big brain activity. And in college, Nas would actually use these skills to make his very first YouTube video. He gathered a bunch of his fellow aerospace friends, and they made a video where they sent a burger into space. He hit up a local burger joint to give them $1,000 to cover the costs, and they agreed to do it. And the video became an instant hit, getting over 2 million views. Now, this was back in 2012, which was still the earliest days of YouTube, so this was extremely unique. This was actually covered up by a lot of news stations, and even Jay Leno talked about it. For a first ever YouTube video, safe to say, it was pretty fucking good.
I mean, I remember having YouTube as a kid and having to watch that, like, you know, I think it was like, what, 24-hour stream of like a burger in space or something? Like, the fact that it was Nas Daily all along, I didn't really know about it, because obviously I was probably a kid at the time watching it. But like, at the same time, it's pretty cool, like how someone like Nas Daily can do something this creative before his time. And it's just like it's just like unique in a way, you know? Like, you don't see like most YouTubers doing this much of this extreme stuff anymore. And that's like a shame in a way, you know? At the end of the day, this is cool. Like, to this day, I guarantee you I'd watch it again. So, yeah, like, it's cool on my books. It's really cool on my books.
But Nas didn't really see this as a continuous thing, and
oh, fuck's sake.
As a continuous thing, and actually didn't upload for another 2 years. His very next video would actually be a video where he got 3 different people from different countries to solve a single Rubik's Cube together. And this video also did very well, as it was a very unique idea that has never been done on YouTube before. But again, he didn't really see this as a thing to make as a job. He just saw it as a simple hobby. Post-college, Nas landed a job at Venmo where he was earning $120,000 a year as an engineer. Now, adjusting for inflation, that would be around $180K in today's money. He lived in New York City during this time and essentially lived the dream life. He was partying in the greatest city in the world every single weekend. He was making more than double what the average person in America made straight out of college. Nas was living the life, man. But it was when Nas turned 24 that he realized that he just genuinely was not happy. The money, the success, the city lifestyle, it wasn't really doing that much for him. Looking at how the average person dies at 76, Nas realized that he lived nearly a third of his life and just simply did not like it. And it was around this time that Nas was inspired by YouTuber Casey Neistat, one of the most popular and influential vloggers at the time. Casey completely changed the game of YouTube when he was dominating. Casey's whole entire motto was to make every single moment of your life count, and he basically demonstrated that by posting these extremely high quality vlogs daily. Casey was a huge inspiration to his many fans, and Nas was one of them. He loved the style of videos and how it inspired people to really take life by the balls. So after 1.5 years at his job, Nas decided to quit. He was now going to live his dream of traveling the world. He didn't have a plan, but he did have a goal of somehow finding a way to fulfill himself. And inspired by Casey Neistat, Nas would decide to actually do his own daily style of vlogs. For 1,000 days straight, Nas vowed that he was going to post a 1-minute video onto his Facebook account. These videos were essentially going to be documenting his travels.
Here's the idea. Once a day, I'm going to make one video that's 1 minute long. That's it. In New York City, off to Egypt. Today,
Kenya, Ethiopia, India, then Nepal, then Japan, and then all the way to San Francisco, and then back home to New York City.
Every single day, Nas would find something to talk about, whether it was the food he ate, or a certain person he met, or something interesting that he found about a country that he was in at the time. Anything that he found interesting was going to be the topic of that video for the day. The videos would take 10 hours to make, with 7 hours of just filming and 3 hours of editing. But there was just one problem. The videos kind of sucked. Nas didn't have a ton of experience making these videos and was very obviously an amateur. And so for 9 months, Nas saw absolutely no results until day 270, where he made a video talking about the Philippines. In this video, Nas talked about how, to his surprise, the Philippines were actually extremely fluent in English. It's actually like as if he was still in America.
When you think of English-speaking countries, you think of Australia, the United Kingdom, and the US. But what you don't think of is the Philippines.
The Filipinos speak such good English that it makes me
feel like I never left the United States. Here I am eating McDonald's, taking Ubers, and enjoying the beautiful skyscrapers of Manila, just like I would do in New York.
This video was very complimenting to the Philippines and got millions of views. This was Nas's sign to keep going with the...
I just want to say, I didn't realize Filipinos can speak actually good English. Like, that's a fact I really didn't know, to be fair. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, this is what's special about Nas Daily. Back then, he actually cared about, you know, educating people, you know, like most YouTubers nowadays will tell you that, oh, this is like the Philippines, a great country, recommend it, and then they'll just cut the video there. They don't give you that in-depth feel of like most content creators do, you know? Like, at the end of the day, like, Nas Daily has got to be one of the most influential people at its peak, you know? At his peak, he used to be the best influential people. And it's just insane, dude. Like, this guy, back then, I respected him now, back then. And, yeah, like, we need more people like Nas Daily, you know? Like, before the controversy, we need more people like Nas Daily, because with his content, he's educating people, showing the world that, you know, like, most countries aren't always this violent and all this. And, yeah, like, I'm actually excited, and, like, yeah, it's just so great to see.
Content as it was finally going somewhere. Now, why did he initially post on Facebook instead of YouTube? YouTube was more monetizable and could find more people and had a lot more opportunities with it. I mean, who the fuck posts on Facebook anymore? But the reason was because all of Nas's family and friends were on Facebook, and those were really the people he was making these videos for. And honestly, I completely get it. So how did Nas support himself when making these videos if he wasn't making any money off of it? Well, for a while, he depended completely on the money that he saved up while working at Venmo and lived very minimalistically. And slowly over time, he was able to gain opportunities for other side gigs with the promotion of his videos. And as Nas stayed consistent, his following really started to take off. By the end of 2017, he had over 4 million followers on Facebook. And what really made him gain such an audience so quickly was his professional editing style that was very similar to Casey Neistat, his upfront presentation, his very interesting and unique topics, and also translating his video to multiple language, which was a very, very big help. And by the end of the series in 2019, Nas had over 12 million followers on Facebook. And at this point, Nas started to rake in $80,000 from all of the opportunities that were coming in. So quitting his job was definitely the best move for sure. And it was that same year that Nas finally made the move to YouTube as well. And this is where he really started to take off. Now, given that he was already very experienced in making videos and he already had a pretty big platform, his videos on YouTube took off pretty quickly. It was on here that he posted his 1-minute series along with longer versions of his other videos. That same year, he posted his most popular video to date, where he visited North Korea and he showed the dark, honest, brutal conditions of the country. And as we all know, North Korea is basically a living hellhole that starves its citizens. Nas did something that not a lot of other content creators have the balls to do, and by going directly into the country, literally filming and interviewing citizens. Considering it got over 30 million views, it did pretty fucking well. And tons of his other videos took off as well. A story about a man who created a chemical solution for pollution and
I didn't know Nas Daily went to North Korea. Like, holy shit. My question is, how the hell didn't officials of North Korea confiscate his camera or something? Because, don't get me wrong, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. If you film something inside North Korea and then show it to the public, when you get arrested or something, because information there you're not supposed to get. So the fact that Nas Daily had this is insane to me. I had more respect for Nas Daily back then than I do with him now. I never watched his content, mostly because I watched his shorts and stuff, not his actual long-term content. But at the same time, despite what he did, he's still an influential person in my opinion. But turns out shit like this will get dark as we get further into this video, I reckon.
Local lake, a mountain in Armenia that literally defies gravity. A guy who was the real-life Tarzan. Nas made videos that were interesting, inspiring, and straight to the point. And these videos all really shared the theme of living life to the fullest and doing good for humanity. Nas literally knew how to make almost anything interesting. Even a simple video about some random guy he met that roller skates throughout the city, he was able to make that extremely interesting and inspiring. And that video got over 16 million views. Nas was really living the dream and finally got to say that his life was amazing. His success continued into 2020 even when the world was burdened by COVID. A person like Nas was the perfect breath of fresh air during a very dark time in history, and this essentially gave Nas exactly what he wanted in life. Millions of subs, millions of dollars, and even a nice girlfriend. Nas even started the Nas Academy, which was essentially an online school for fellow creators. It seemed like he was completely unstoppable until
time of year.
A charity. Now, on Facebook, Nas claimed that he was starting a charity for the East Jerusalem Hospital Network, which had multiple stations in Palestine. Obviously, he was trying to do a charity to basically give back to his community in some type of way. The charity did super well and raised $70,000. However, the hospital themselves released on Facebook that they were never associated with Nas and never had any contact with him. And soon after this, Nas deleted the initial Facebook post promoting the charity, and there didn't seem to be any updates on this. What he did with the money, whether he kept it or possibly secretly gave it away, is completely unknown. Now, this controversy did get swept under the rug and wasn't really talked about that much, but what Nas did get caught with was trying to exploit an elderly woman. You see, on July 16th of 2021, Nas posted a video about the world's oldest tattoo artist, a 103-year-old tattoo artist named Apo Wang Od. She was very, very well known in the Philippines for giving tattoos in these very ancient, minimalistic tools, not using any of the modern machines you see today. It was a pretty standard Nas Daily video about a very interesting story, and he even announced that he would have Wang Od be a teacher on the Nas Academy. It was advertised that she was going to be teaching her ancient practices to people who were interested in learning. Sounds pretty sick and is a win-win for everybody. Nas gets his business some promotion, Wang Od gets to teach and gets paid for it, and people who are interested in learning how to give tattoos this way get to learn the proper skills. However, there was just one problem. Apparently, Wang Od never actually agreed to any of this. One of Wang Od's nieces would reveal on Facebook that this was a complete scam. Wang Od Academy is a scam. My grandmother did not sign any contract with Nas Daily to do any academy. Some people are taking advantage of our culture. Please help us stop this disrespect to the legacy of Apo Wang Od and the Butt tribe. This was a pretty big shocker because no one thought that someone so...
Let me get this straight. This guy, who's wholesome, faked a charity for the kids in Palestine. Which is a real situation, by the way. And now he's trying to exploit an 104-year-old lady. An old lady who does ancient tattoos, not with a professional needle or anything. Trying to, exploit her. What the actual fuck is going on at this point? Basically, you need to, think about this for a second. There is no way in history that this motherfucker is, doing this shit. Because I thought Nas Daily was a bad person. Yet to this day, I still, besides the good that he does, he's still a bad person. But I've never knew that he was that bad to the point where he would fake a charity and then, exploit, exploit an old lady for his shit. Get the fuck out of there with that. Dead ass. There is no way. I don't know if he still posts or if he still explains the situation to like most people, but like at the end of the day, it's like it's pathetic, you know? You can't just exploit someone for doing this, you know? At the end of the day, this shouldn't really be a thing to do. Like, it's messed up, man. It's really messed up. Like, the fact that he got away with it almost twice is insane. And that's what gets me.
Would willingly take advantage of an elderly woman like this, and especially for profit. Now, Nas was quick to respond to the controversy, claiming that this was not the case. We approach Wang Odd because just like you, we love her. We love her traditions and are inspired by her. We want to share her culture for future generations to appreciate the ancient Kalinga tradition of Mambatak. So we pitched her family the idea of creating Wang Odd Academy. Her and her family present both love the idea and have worked to build it, with Wang Odd teaching herself. As a matter of fact, Wang Odd's niece, Estella Palangdao, was present and translated the content of the contract prior to Wang, affixing her thumbprint. This is the clearest evidence that this is not a scam and achieved the consent of her and her immediate family. He even included a video of Wang Odd signing the contract with her thumbprint with her niece present in the video. Seems like a solid response, but this was just more deception, as Wang Odd's niece herself would also later confirm that it was a scam. Hello everyone, Wang Odd Academy is not real. I spoke to her and she said she did not understand what the translators were saying. I am sorry to tell you she will not be joining Nas daily. I know you have good intentions of sharing our culture to the next generation. However, our village concerns that some people are profiting and exploiting our culture. I know you spoke to someone and gave money and will share profits, but Apo Wang Odd is not aware of your contract. Hope you sort this out. This was not received well.
I see why they pulled her out of it, because if they really did exploit him, like, that's messed up as it is, like I said before. But, like, taking advantage of someone's, like, culture for business-wise, it's just dumb as shit in my opinion. Like, you're telling me that there are people out there that started, like, doing this shit, like, you know, taking art and culture and exploiting it so they can make a profit out of it for business. Like, that's just stupid as shit in my opinion. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, if you're going to do that, at least ask for permission instead of taking it. Because if they ask for permission or some shit, I'd understand. Like, but if you, like, say it to her, like, in a way that she doesn't understand, and then you try to exploit her art and culture, it's just stupid enough. I mean, that's just, like, plagiarism at the end of the day, you know? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck would Nas Daily do this shit? I don't even know either. But
by the public like at all, as Nas was essentially being a culture vulture to boost his profits. And this controversy caused other teachers who were in Nas Academy to drop their courses as well, because they did not want to get involved in that shit. And as you can tell, this definitely damaged the business to some degree. And if this wasn't bad enough, Nas would get exposed by more people coming forward. You see, in 2019, Nas worked with a woman named Louise Mabulo, who is the founder of the Cacao Project. Now, this project was made to essentially help deforestation by providing farmers with education and tools in the Philippines. It was a heartfelt project dedicated to doing good, and Nas did a video on it. Or at least he filmed a video on it and never ended up posting it. You see, 2 years later, Louise actually revealed on Facebook that Nas never intended to post the video and actually made lots of racist statements against Filipino farmers. Things like, why are Filipinos so poor? He was also extremely disrespectful to her while staying at her house. He ended up scrapping the video completely because he did not think that it would perform very well on his channel. He thought a video about farmers would be too boring. I've worked with journalists, documentary makers.
This motherfucker had the audacity to be like, oh, to put racist remarks on the Philippines. Keep in mind, he said before, the Philippines, without them, his career would have not gone off. Like, the Philippines welcomed him with open arms, and then he decides to pull this bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of it. At this point, you might as well be banned. Because, literally, this woman is trying to, like, you know, do something good for farmers. She's not exploiting them for money. She's not, like, treating them, using them for money, content, like, whatever you do. Like, she's like a normal human being trying to make like a good profit out of it for like, you know, better for farmers. Because at the end of the day, like, she's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for farmers in the Philippines, which is what I have respect for. Because we have people like Jeremy Clarkson, for an example, as you lot would have seen. He did a strike with other farmers of like farmers' tax that they're going to have introduced. And obviously farmers in the UK started being pissed to the point where they were literally marching down Downing Street or wherever. And then they were trying to take the farmer payers' money by raising it up by like 5% or something. I'm not sure, but it's like a high percentage. So it's like, the fact that we have people like her doing this is I respect for. But that doesn't mean Nas Daily should treat her like actual dog shit. Like, if he really said racist remarks against him, what's the actual fucking point? Like, what's the point in even making the video if you're just gonna delete it anyways, right? That's like me posting this video right now and then be like, yo, I'm gonna like delete this. I'm gonna delete the video anyways, it's crap. Like, what the fuck? Like, make that shit make sense. Like, at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is, you can give to charity. You can give to charity. You can help the homeless. You can do whatever all the nice people would do. But you'll have some people out there that will still see you as a monster. Like, donating money to charity, sure, it's a good cause. You can do that. But if you're like Nas Daily and start a controversy like faking a charity and doing all of this, faking a charity, exploiting an old woman for like her heritage and shit, and now like saying racist remarks about the Philippines when they literally technically started his career on Facebook or whatever, to the point where like you're treating them like shit is insane. That's just you're just like using them at some point. It's just pathetic. Like, I see why this guy never posts anymore, and I get why most people don't watch him anymore. Hell, I don't even see one short on my feed about this guy, alright? One short about this guy is insane. Honestly.
And professors who have seen my work, interviewed me, and even featured us, and have had no negative experience that could ever brush up to what I saw that day. Blatant discrimination of my people, no regard for local customs or culture, and he built a story in his mind without meaningfully understanding the context of what he was going to cover. This presented a much different side of Nas. For one, lots of viewers felt betrayed by his racism and blatant discrimination of the Philippines. Nas's whole entire brand and content started with the Philippines. Without them, he probably wouldn't be where he is today. They took up a pretty big part of his audience, so for him to just simply exploit their culture for views rather than actually care about making a difference was a pretty big fuck you to them. This controversy made Nas lose over 500,000 followers on Facebook, the platform that he initially blew up on. Nas would make a response video to the situation, but it would not help him.
For the past week, there has been a lot of fake news about Nas Daily.
Nas Daily is a liar. Nas Daily hates the Philippines.
That's why today I want to talk about Nas Daily in the Philippines.
Welcome to Midnight.
Because more than half of the video was literally just Nas congratulating himself on all the difference he made in the Philippines, as well as the app he started and getting an award for tourism without actually addressing the situation. He later claimed that the Cacao Project was completely fake. It wasn't a non-profit like it was claimed to be, but actually a for-profit.
There is no way this motherfucker said the Cacao Project is fucking fake. Like, this guy's gonna say, oh, it's AI generated or some shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he said that shit. Motherfucker, we saw you on that picture literally filming a video about the Cacao Project and you're saying it's fake. That's the most dumbest shit I've ever heard. And also, that apology that you made is the dumbest apology in the world. Let me tell you why. Because you didn't acknowledge the cacao project and what really happened, whatever, what really happened. All you showed off is literally the people of the Philippines and literally showed the award that you got for national tourism from the Philippines. That's all you've literally got. That's literally like half of like basic people shit. Motherfucker, there is no way like y'all be saying this like it's nothing like whatsoever. Like, at the end of the day, this motherfucker's a scumbag. Like, honestly, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. You can donate money to charity. You can feed the homeless. You can do whatever you want to change the world. But no matter what you can do, people will never forget what you did in the past. And that's what I mean when people say, oh, the past will come to haunt you one day. And it has for Nas Daily. I mean, it gets worse than this when he talks about Muslims. I mean, talk about at the end of the video or some shit, you know, like at the end of the day. It's just pathetic as shit, and it's just dumb as shit, and it pisses me off how shit like this even happens. It's just like dumb, bro.
Project. Hence why he didn't post the video.
Every time we make a video, there is a chance that it is fake. And one day, unfortunately, we stumbled upon a fake story in the Philippines, which is the Cacao Project. On paper, it was supposed to be a non-profit that helps farmers. In reality, it's a for-profit that exploits farmers. We said we cannot do this video in good conscience. We cannot show you things that we are not confident of.
But this was not received well, as it had his very over-the-top 1-minute daily type of style editing, and people just didn't really seem to believe it. It seemed narcissistic and deceptive. Nas ended up deleting the Facebook post and the apology video, and while it may seem like this actually took a hit on his brand, this actually was one of Nas's best years ever. Nas took a hit on Facebook, but on YouTube, he was exploding, and that was because of the recent new feature, Shorts. You see, that year in 2021, YouTube introduced Shorts to compete with TikTok, and this feature was absolutely perfect for Nas's 1-minute daily videos. He started posting all of these videos onto his Shorts algorithm, and they absolutely exploded. It was the perfect content for that type of algorithm, and he gained over 10 million subscribers from doing so. The controversy did absolutely nothing for his growth that year. He was still making millions of dollars and getting millions of views.
You made $80,000 a month in 2018. How much did you make last month?
I think the range, like all of Nas,
yeah,
probably $500,000 to $600,000 a month, something like that.
Profit.
Damn.
Not a profit. In revenue.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the rest of 2021, he was on a complete hot streak, which continued into 2022. You see, in 2022, Nas would post the video World's Most Generous Billionaire, which seemed like an awesome concept, but in reality, this video aged like milk in the hot sun. Now, why is that? Well, you see, the generous billionaire in question was Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah, the same guy who did all those crimes and is in the same prison as Diddy.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world, and I found him.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion. And he wants to donate all of it to charity.
Let me get this straight. This guy faked a charity, fucking exploited an old lady for culture, ruined a cacao project saying it's fake and it was like a profit thing when it's not really the case, and now he's filming a wholesome video with a criminal. This motherfucker, I can't, what do you want me to say about this? There's nothing to say about this, mums. Like, honestly, like, this shit has got me mind blown. I knew Nas Daily was crap, but I didn't think he was this crap. Holy shit. This guy is literally a criminal. And he'll probably be like, oh, I didn't know he was a criminal. We got told that he was this. This is why you must do your research before you actually film content like this. This is why most people double check their content to make sure that something like this doesn't get misread for information. Because you're still going to get backlash regardless on the video you make. Like at the end of the day. You know, like that's what happens. It's YouTube. And it's not just YouTube that does it. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook even. All of them have the same thing. You make content, you don't get into much controversy, you do your research before you make the video even. And then you know, you get checked into it one more time, and then, you know, the video publishes and whatever, and then you have a hit video. That's what content creation's about. This guy, as you can tell by his face, he probably either A, knew he was a convicted criminal that's trying to change, or he genuinely didn't know. Which is, I doubt that's bullshit, because let's be honest, it's Nas Daily. If he can, exploit an old woman, fake an organised charity to steal money from people, and fake the Cacao Project apparently saying it's fake and all this shit, and now he's inviting a criminal. This motherfucker cannot get any worse. Holy crap, dude.
In this video, Nas talks about how Sam is like this super humble guy who wears cheap clothes, drives a cheap car, and plans to give away all of his money to charity. He talks about Sam like as if he's the second coming of Jesus. How he's going to donate all of his money to climate change and to preserving wildlife and trying to make the world a better place.
I wanted to get rich not because I like money, but because I wanted to give that money to charity.
This 29-year-old guy donated $50 million. Next year, he's planning to donate $500 million a year. And next decade, he will probably give away more than $10 billion. And he is funding everything you can think of. Global warming.
It's one of the biggest problems that we have to tackle together as a world.
COVID-19 preparedness.
We have to be ready.
There is no way he's actually giving away that much, let's be honest. As a convicted felon, or like a criminal, there's no way this motherfucker's giving away this much money. I could be wrong. He could be actually giving away this money, you know. But it's come on now, I don't believe this in my opinion. You probably would believe this, but I don't. I'm just saying. But if that's actually true, then good on him. I mean, at the end of the day, we need more kind people in this world, regardless of their past and history. But, I don't know what to say about this one, to be fair. What? There's nothing
for the next pandemic.
Neglected tropical diseases.
More than 1 billion people suffer from them. We have to eliminate these diseases.
And of course, animal welfare.
Animals deserve to live just like we do. It's also why I'm vegan.
I remember seeing this video when it came out and thought, wow, this is such an amazing guy. We need more people just like him. And not too long ago, we saw just how Sam was basically none of these things at all. With all the fraud he committed, he made lots and lots of people lose all of their hard-earned money. It's forever going to be one of the most insane crypto scams of all time, and Nas basically contributed to it. Nas essentially promoted Sam as this great guy, which encouraged people to go and support Sam's business. A video that completely addressed the controversy. But rather than just simply apologizing for promoting Sam and promoting FTX, he actually doubled down and talked about how good charity was for the world and how he still believed in crypto.
I feel sad for the customers and my friends. I feel sad for the world of crypto. I still believe in it. And also, I feel sad for the world of philanthropy. Now, Twitter is full of people saying, charity giving is a scam. Be careful of philanthropic people. Be careful of anyone that wants to donate his wealth. This is affecting real charities out there.
And yeah, obviously doing charity is good for the world and all, but...
He could have just apologized. Nas Daily could have apologized to all of his shit. But no, he just said, no, let me stir some more shit controversy now. Let me stir some shit up with this controversy bullshit, you get me? And then started being like, yo, by the way, guys, I believe in crypto. Like, what type of fucking apology is that shit, dude? Like, what is that? You cannot tell me that this shit ain't even, like, worth the time, in my opinion. This motherfucker, I'm surprised he hasn't even been locked up with the amount of crazy scandals. Holy crap. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. That's crazy.
Felt very off topic because that wasn't really the takeaway of the original video. It's kind of like as if Nas was just deflecting. This video was definitely not received very well at all and made Nas very less trustworthy. And what's even crazier is that this happened not once, but twice. Because the same year he posted the video, Most Humble Crypto Billionaire, talking about the crypto billionaire CZ who became extremely rich off creating the platform Binance. And for those that don't know, Binance was like this crypto exchange platform. It's some fancy schmancy crypto talk, you get the point.
He made over $60 billion, but his mom still called him stupid. Let me tell you his incredible story.
And similar to Sam, he painted CZ as like this super humble guy who came from nothing and worked really hard to get super rich, while also painting him as like this very down-to-earth guy who wears cheap clothes and doesn't really show off all of his money.
It's not about making money. In fact, CZ doesn't care about money. Look at his clothes.
Priceless.
He has no fancy clothes or cars, and
this
he
guy
plans
has to, be
to donate his wealth to charity.
Or
this
like a
story
criminal. There is
about
no
conviction.
way.
Well, that same super humble and down-to-earth guy was also exposed for doing a ton of illegal shit to basically get his...
I knew it! I knew that man's dodgy as shit. There is no way this motherfucker... Yo. Nas. Nas. No, Nas. I just want to say, you're the most dumbest guy I've ever met, dude. First you fake a charity. Then then it's like exploiting an old woman for exploiting an old lady for views, when she didn't really agree to that. Then you decided to say make some racist remarks about the Philippines. Racist remarks about the Philippines during the Cacao project, which was to help farmers that you didn't even upload. And now you were caught once, not once even, but twice, doing crypto scams for criminals. This motherfucker is speedrunning his downfall at this point. He has to pull some sort of bullshit OJ Simpson on this bitch, being like, yo guys, I didn't really mean to do this shit. Even if he said that, his career might as well could have been over. But damage is already done, bro. In my opinion, dude, just delete the channel or something, in my opinion, dude. At this point, there's no fucking way this guy's gonna recover, in my opinion. There's no fucking way. It can't get worse.
Business off the ground, and was
Seriously.
not many of the things that Nas painted him as. And oddly enough, this video was not deleted by Nas, nor did he post anything addressing the situation at hand with it. Now, did Nas genuinely not know about these guys being scammers? Now, before all of this, Nas has always openly talked about his support of crypto, and I genuinely do not think that he really knew that these guys were as shady as they were. Clearly, lots and lots of people didn't think these guys were scammers either, so I think it's pretty safe to give Nas the benefit of the doubt with that one. However, intentional or not, Nas did contribute to these guys getting a platform and contributed to their scamming, and he didn't really take accountability.
Like he said, even if he did know or didn't know about him, he still needs to be held accountable for this shit, because let's be honest, crypto is literally the most dangerous thing to make money. It's literally gambling. You put all your money in stocks, in like this crypto coin, hoping it goes up in price, like, oh, 1 million, 2 million. Oh, look, $1 billion. £1 billion. Holy shit. Oh, I have to sell the coin in order to cash out. Like, this shit, I don't get crypto, and this is why you won't see me promote crypto or some shit. Because it's literally, in my opinion, it's literal bullshit. Like, in my opinion, it's actually bullshit. Because there is no way in history that this motherfucker knew. He has to know about this shit, dude. And even if he didn't, he should be held accountable. He should, like, be responsible for addressing reactions. Being like, look, guys. He could have just said, like, oh, look, guys, by the way, I'm sorry for my actions. I didn't know. I didn't do the research, whatever. I promised I would do this whatsoever, and then move on, you know? People would have forgave him, but no. This motherfucker chooses to, like, defend him in a way that, like, people would tend to understand. And that shit really pisses me off, because there is no fucking way this shit ain't even gonna work. At this point, bro, just quit. This dude cannot get any worse, bro. It can't get any worse than this, can it? Like, seriously.
For it. But the other possible issue with this is that there's a very small chance that these videos might have been secretly sponsored by these guys. Nas actually went on a podcast and actually talked about how he doesn't openly always disclose his sponsors in some videos. So some of the people that he paints in this positive light are actually secretly paying him money, and he straight up just does not disclose it.
Sometimes we get a brand deal in which I have to go on the spot for one full day and make a video about it.
Holy shit.
So those take full days.
Interesting. So sometimes the characters that are in your video actually paid sponsorships.
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Do you say that in the video?
So it's actually like less than 3% of the content. And we do not say that because, well, one, in the post, it's when we say thank you to XYZ, blah, blah, for making this possible. Two, it's like we don't live in America. So you don't actually have to say it.
And he said that his reasoning for not disclosing it is because he doesn't live in America where they don't require him to do that. Even though YouTube is literally an American company, so you have to follow the terms and service no matter what country you live in. The rules don't just magically unapply to you if you live somewhere else. So essentially, we don't know if he's talking about a certain subject, whether he actually wants to and believes in it, or if he's actually being paid to do it. Maybe Sam and CZ were one of those customers. And regardless, not disclosing sponsors is just a pretty shitty thing to do. It was actually that same year Nas was confronted by YouTuber Avi Yemeni. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this guy truly showed Nas's ego in action. Now, he's always been pretty critical about Nas on his channel. And so when he saw Nas in person, he actually asked him about his belief in climate change and actually pointed out some of his hypocrisy. If he believes in climate change so much, then why is he using jets to get around? Jets and airplanes are one of the biggest contributors to climate change. But when asked about this, Nas couldn't give any answers and just simply ran away rather than maybe accepting the criticism.
Trade gold.
How you doing, mate?
Good, how are you? How are you?
Tell us.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Do you think it's cool that you're standing here and you're being employed, like you're getting paid by the World Economic Forum to promote their product?
I'll tell you what's cool. This is the video. How are you guys? Give me. You know what's really cool is that all this was done for no money.
You did it for free.
For free, my friend.
You're willing to sell you for free.
I'm selling myself for free because I have opinions, and I agree with those opinions.
You push the climate change agenda. You push a lot of these agendas, these woke agendas. But here, what's the carbon?
We've done more for climate change than you have.
Here. What have you done?
We've done.
How did you get here?
We've done more for climate change than you have.
How did you get here?
Okay, see you later.
Naz, how did you get here? How did you get here?
That's
How many in
just
your entourage?
pathetic. Why
How'd
are
you
you
get here?
running
What's your carbon footprint?
Answer the
Naz
question.
Daily.
How are you, man?
I'm Israel. Hi.
Do you eat meat?
I eat meat.
What's your footprint?
But I'm not the one here. I'm not the one standing here pretending that I stand for all
He's
these
just
things.
acting like a child.
But you
at this
do,
point.
mate.
What the
You do. There
actual
you go.
fuck?
The biggest hypocrite on YouTube. You want the truth, though? Rebel News.
Nas would actually address this on his channel, calling Avi a guilt activist. Someone who simply makes people feel bad to support causes rather than actually wanting to make any change.
My friends, welcome to guilt activism. It's a new type of activism that is designed to make you feel guilty. It doesn't care about solving problems in the real world, it just cares about making you feel guilty.
Naz, how did you get here? How did you get here?
At Nas Daily.
How the hell is this guilt activism if he's just saying questions to you? As we saw in that video, you took the mic from him to say, oh, I contribute more to carbon footprints than you have. He just asked you, how the hell did you get here? And then you just made it sound like you just acted like he's literally like threatening you. He just asked you a goddamn question and you decided to act like some like douchebag, some twat, some like idiot, or even doing that, running around, getting a camera up on his face, being like, bye, bye, and then showing up later with a camera in his face, being like, oh, do you eat meat? Yeah. Do you eat meat? Yeah. What's your carbon footprint? Motherfucker. Like, oh my god, dude. This motherfucker. No wonder his channel got cancelled or something, dude. This guy, I swear. This guy has to be either rage bait or just a fake guy. Because why is it every time he does something, he has to make it seem like he's apologizing, but in reality, he's just like calling out this bullshit. This, I quote, bullshit out. It's just embarrassing to watch. I'm sorry, like, this shit is just embarrassing to watch.
We don't want you to hate anybody.
A couple months later, out of extreme pettiness, Nas would actually interrupt Avi interviewing the Prime Minister of Luxembourg and completely ruined the interview for him.
And we exchange here. It's important. We have several meetings a year. We have once the UN General Assembly,
where we
are just
Sorry, is he annoying
politics.
you? Is he annoying you?
No, it's still okay.
Okay, because
This is Naz Daily. He's a Naz Daily.
This guy's annoying. Be careful of this guy.
How the
He's
fuck
annoying.
is he annoying?
I was a lawyer before. If you need some help.
Wait. What law? Naz might need criminal help. Naz, come here. 2 questions.
I'm good.
Wait.
Bro, I know you.
Hold on. You said
I know you.
Why do you have to ruin an interview
This
like
was just
that, you
very
piece of shit?
unnecessary and immature. Like, what was the fucking point of this? But the very next year in 2023, it would just get even worse for Nas. Because in 2023, Nas would actually alienate a very, very big part of his audience. Remember how I said Nas was Israeli and Palestinian? Well, for a long time, people did ask for his opinion on the very obvious issues going around with that. And so in 2022, a year before October 7th, he actually did post a video giving his stance on the matter.
My solution is simple. Bring people together, not apart. This is why we make these videos. This is why we support the many Israelis who want peace and the Palestinians who need peace.
But he didn't really say that much. Lots of people didn't like what he said because they felt like as if it was too neutral. And there's nothing wrong with being neutral per se, but what he said just didn't really have a lot of substance to it. He didn't really take a stance on anything or actually come up with any issues for a solution. He just simply said what he thought would be as most appealing to as many people as possible. Granted, almost any opinion on the situation would get you some type of backlash in any way, considering it's one of the most controversial topics that any of us will see in our lifetime. And vouching for peace is something that I think almost anyone can agree with, so it wasn't really that bad. But what made things so much worse was when, after October 7th, Nas had some different opinions to say. On Twitter, Nas talked about the issue and claimed that he was actually Israeli first and Palestinian second. And as you can imagine, this got lots of divided responses. But not too long after, Nas was spotted in NYC literally saying, "Fuck Israel."
Okay, what the fuck's going on?
Fuck. Fuck what you say? Fuck Israel, sir.
So obviously a very conflicting thing going on here. In the midst of trying to appeal to both sides, Nas pissed off both sides. Now in 2024, Nas would piss off his Arab fans a lot harder when he posted the video about how he studied Islam for a whole month and how it made him bald. Now this video was part of a series where he studied each religion for around a month. He did this for Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, almost all the religions you can really think of. Islam was the last one, and this one was the only one that really got a ton of criticism, mostly because of all of the misinformation and how he was almost mocking the culture. Now this was really broken down by YouTuber Smile Sajeda, who pointed out a lot of the inaccuracies in Nas's video.
I spent 1 full month studying my religion.
That's just disrespect.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hold your horses right there. He spent an entire month. That's what he said, yeah, learning my religion. Yeah, so religion he believes in, he spent an entire month learning it, yeah.
For the first time in my life, I shaved my head completely just to make a point.
Okay, this was a bit random, but why would you shave your head to make a point? And especially if you say this to a Muslim's thinking, huh? We shave our heads after pilgrimage because this was an act of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and this is something that we replicate. And you should also know the importance of intention, that the intention has to be correct for it to be accepted by God, not doing it to make a point.
Now considering a huge portion of Nas's audience was Arab, and considering that Muslims take up literally a quarter of the earth, this definitely was not a good thing for him to do. And around this time, some of Nas's employees were also leaving and coming forward with some of the brutal conditions of the company. Lots of this came from the excessive work. Was an intern at Nas Daily Singapore back in 2021. Was the worst internship I ever had. The employees were actually really nice and talented, but we were obviously exploited by the company. Pay was low, working hours were long, and management was just so messy. My direct supervisors were a nightmare and were super toxic. I was screamed at and asked to edit subtitles for over 81-minute videos a day. When I didn't hit my target, I was questioned ruthlessly and asked why I was so slow. I skipped lunch for 4 months and lost so much weight because I was trying my best to hit my targets. But my supervisors literally said improvement doesn't matter if you're still not hitting your target. Anyway, the company mainly hires foreigners because it's easy to take advantage of us when we don't know our employee rights. Interns didn't get paid leave while I was there. And my ex-colleague even told me that interns supposedly had to answer his calls even at 3 AM on the weekend. Honestly, Nas seemed like such a nice guy while I was working there. So seeing all these videos do make me feel disappointed because it seemed like he wasn't the person I thought he was. And as if this wasn't already bad enough, Nas's personal life would really start to get affected by this because his girlfriend of 7 years would break up with him. Nas's views were tanking and he was losing fans all across the world. He couldn't avoid this controversy anymore and he realized that he had to speak up about it. And so he finally did, and it went fucking horrible. Now he did make a video where he responded and addressed almost every single criticism, but he doesn't really apologize for anything or admit to any wrongdoing of any kind. He doesn't provide any evidence or anything to back himself up in any way possible. Now with the Wang An situation, he just simply says that he was never taking advantage of the culture. He claims that her cousin only spoke out because she wasn't involved on the deal, and the person that he did work with was completely satisfied with how the business went.
It wasn't the person we worked with that was angry. It was her cousin,
full of shit.
because she wasn't part of the deal. And of course, if you're not part of the deal, you feel left out, and so you have to feel like something's wrong. But the actual person we worked with was happy.
But he doesn't really say who this person was, nor shows any proof of this at all. The person that he's talking about didn't say anything. And he also never really addresses how he sold a misleading course that Wang An never agreed to. When talking about the Cacao project, he completely stands on how it was a for-profit project and not non-profit, hence why he'd never posted the video.
I arrived there, to be clear, this is all not paid. I arrived there and I realized it's not for-profit, it's for-profit. It's all for-profit, and it is like not as truthful as it shows on the internet. So I said, I am not going to do this video. I'm sorry, but this is fake news.
There is
and I
no
left.
way.
Unfortunately, she got angry, and unfortunately, she was like, again, Nas Daily exploiting the culture in the Philippines for views and clicks.
But again, doesn't show proof of this, doesn't really elaborate much on it, and it's not really helping the claim that he simply ditched the video only for views. He's not really doing much to support this at all, it's just really generic statements. With the Sam Bankman-Fried video, he claims that he did not know about all the shady shit that was going on and was not paid to promote the video. Again, further standing on his decision to promote Sam rather than admitting that it was a mistake.
Look, I mean, the truth is that when Nas Daily talks about new ideas, it's always going to be a risk. Right, it's always going to be a risk that it's not as it seems because it's cutting edge, right? It's new.
He even tries to make himself seem like a victim of all of the hate that was coming from the controversy.
But for some reason, Nas Daily was the one to pay the price. But again, this shows you how context makes it.
This guy's pathetic.
It gives
shit.
a different
no way,
opinion,
bro.
a different viewpoint on the same facts that you think Nas.
Let me get this shit straight, right? You say you're the victim, whilst you're literally like made a fake charity, exploit people, exploit an old woman for her culture, just so you can make a profit on it. Released the Cacao Project in the Philippines whilst making racist remarks and not basically making the video. Oh well, with like scamming to go promoting 2 criminals, not 1, 2 criminals by the way, for apparently allegedly giving all their money away to charity when them 2 were convicted criminals, bro. And now then you started to disrespect Islam by saying, but oh, I shaved my head to make a point. That's not why we shave our heads. Like, during pilgrimage is what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did during pilgrimage. That's why we shave our heads, because it's our way of honoring our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or peace be upon him. So the fact that you're saying like, oh, all this bullshit, and now you're saying you're like, oh, a villain in this story, it's just pathetic as shit. Like, you're making yourself sound like a complete clown, being like, oh, guess what, guys? Oh, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know that could have happened. You could have addressed that during the situation. You didn't really have to go make a whole video breaking down each and everything that happened. That's the most dumbest thing you can do. Honestly, bro. Like, this guy, I swear to God, you see why I hate him for this exact same reason, bro. Like, motherfucker, like, this dude
is evil for.
And while it is unfair to claim that he completely knew about how Sam was being a complete scammer, Nas did make the video with the intention of making these guys seem like good people. That was the real problem. It was literally because of Nas's video that I personally thought that Sam was like the modern day prophet of billionaires. So he can't even apologize for making a simple mistake. All he had to do was just simply say sorry and admit that he fucked up, but he couldn't do it. And he noticeably did not include the allegation where he quite literally admitted to the fact that he does not disclose sponsors. Now, my theory is that he didn't say this specifically so that the YouTube guidelines wouldn't see it and then terminate his channel. Now, with the Israel and Palestine situation, he talks about how he wants to use his channel to promote peace and really encourage his viewers to have nuanced thinking.
Nas Daily is not designed to make you angry and actually make you optimistic about the world. And when it comes to Israel, I am optimistic about Israel and Palestine.
And sure, yeah, those are great messages and all, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't talk about the actual criticism at hand here where he was having conflicting statements. And then in this...
If you were optimistic about Israel, you wouldn't be shouting, fuck Israel. That's the most dumbest shit, yo. That's like me saying, yo guys, I'm Muslim, I don't eat pork, but I end up eating pork anyways, behind the scenes. That makes you a genuine hypocrite if you, like, say that shit, dude. This motherfucker, I swear to God, bro. This guy, Oh, like, I see why his channel's not been banned or some shit. I see why he doesn't post anyway. He deserves not to post. Like, holy shit, dude.
Video, he's just saying, I want to have peace in the Middle East.
We're always looking for peace, for two states, for two people. And because of that, you become the villain. Because peace is not popular. It's not
Stop making yourself sound like a victim.
Yeah, that sounds cool, but it doesn't really actually delve into any actual opinions. It doesn't say anything on how to achieve this peace or anything. It's just a generic statement meant to satisfy both sides. Now, in the final part of this video, Nas directly calls Avi himself on the phone in this segment where he confronts his haters. It is a cool part of the video, a little awkward, but pretty nice to see them talking humanely. But even with this, the video was still a pretty terrible attempt to try and redeem himself in any type of way. He dodged nearly all the criticism that people had against him, and avoided very certain topics, including the Muslim issue. He dodged nearly all of the actual criticism that was being thrown against him, didn't take any accountability, didn't admit to any wrongdoing, and basically just glazed himself the entire video. It was the most egotistical shit I think anyone could have possibly have done. It's almost impressive how egotistical the video was. And the worst part of the video is actually what he didn't include. He obviously doesn't talk about the fake charity because it didn't get enough controversy for him to actually need to address it, but he never addressed the biggest controversy of all, which was the Muslim issue. This was literally one of his most recent and biggest controversies yet. So there's no way he just casually forgot to put this in his video. This was really one of Nas's last chance to redeem himself in some type of way, and he fucked it up. If his mission was to try and prove the allegations wrong, well, he didn't really do a good job of that. It only further insisted he had a chip on his shoulder and further inflated his ego. He showed no proof of what he was claiming. To make things worse, Nas really did anything he could to stand on this. For one, he posted a video titled Why 2024 Was the Best Year of My Life, sort of trying to act like as if none of this controversy completely bothered him in any way. He even posted a yearly recap on Twitter where he claimed to have a giant return on investment this year. Now, how true this is, I don't know. I'm not his accountant, I don't fucking know. Based on view stats, his AdSense heavily has decreased. Most likely, his Nas Academy business has lost a lot of business over the years, or maybe it hasn't. I can't imagine it's grown. If this year didn't make him take a huge hit in revenue, well, then this year definitely will make a hit. Now, under one of the videos that talked about this controversy, Nas straight up left a comment. Damn, this video has a good script, good edit, and lots of effort. You earned a subscriber. It seems to be a little sarcastic almost. Kind of like as if he's just trying to play it off, but in reality, it kind of just makes him look a little desperate. And Nas clearly cannot take criticism well because he actually copyrighted another video that talked about all of these issues. YouTuber Adrox, who did make a video on Nas, posted on Twitter claiming that Nas copyrighted. I need your help. Nas Daily copyrighted my video on him for a 30-second clip that falls under fair use. I credit him properly, but now he's silencing a small YouTuber just for giving criticism. All the revenue goes to him. This man can't take criticism anymore at Team YouTube. Now, as many of you know, false copyright claims on YouTube are a felony with the internet. We have often seen big YouTubers try and silence small creators by simply trying to abuse their power and make false copyright claims. And usually they do this against videos that try and talk negatively about them. They're rarely ever actually on videos that unfairly use their content. It's something that Brent Rivera did that made him seem like a giant crybaby. And if Nas Daily really was behind this and not some crappy agency, that's a pretty big problem. Because now he's trying to use his big platform to silence smaller creators who simply just criticize him, instead of actually, I don't know, taking accountability? Now let me say this, even with all this, I don't think Nas is a
This guy really tried silencing small creators. There is no fucking way, dude. I'm not gonna go through the list again because I've probably said it all in this video. But besides that, this guy is genuinely a piece of shit. I don't like Nas Daily for this reason, bro. He disrespects Islam. And now he's trying to do this shit. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, when you try and silence someone for giving criticism and an opinion, you're basically trying to silence them. Like, there's no way to say, oh, I'm not. Like, there's no way out of this, you know? Like, basically, this motherfucker tried silencing creators. It's crazy. Like the guy said in the video, he could have done it, he could have not done it. God knows. Like, seriously, who knows at this point? But it's like at the same time, this is the same guy that did all of this shit And now he wants us to feel sympathetic for him. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Dead ass, there's no way.
Person per se. I think Nas genuinely started off his journey with good intentions to make a difference in the world. And once the money and the clout and the power all came in, he started to slowly lose his way. As many people do. There's nothing I personally would love to see more than for Nas to make a total comeback. When I've personally found Nas back in 2021, I love the style of content that he made. It was generally some of the best stuff I've ever seen on YouTube. It was so unique, so fresh, so positive. I really thought that he was going to be at that Mr. Beast level of success. He was going to have a brand that was bigger than life, and he was really going to make a big change in the world. No one was doing exactly what he was doing, and that's what I thought was so cool. You don't really see a lot of YouTubers who really try and use their content for good anymore. I mean, look at my content. I'm not exactly Mr. Morale over here. So to see someone like Nas, who really was a beacon of hope in the community, become this very egotistical guy is just really sad, honestly. All creators mess up at some point. Heck, all people mess up at some point. It's completely okay. But what really matters is recognizing that you messed up, apologizing, and learning from it. But Nas didn't do that, and he's letting his own ego really hold him back from maximizing his potential. And now I'm really unsure if he actually can make a comeback from all of this. I really hope that Nas can watch these types of videos and see it as a guideline for how to fix his errors, rather than seeing it as haters who are throwing tomatoes at him and booing him off the stage. But I guess time will tell.
Yeah, that was the end of that video. I know this video is probably going to be over an hour long or some shit, so I'm just gonna, like, you know, take a break for a second, you know, get my final thoughts. Like, as we all know, like, Nas Daily is not like this humble guy that we see in today's world. Like he said before, he was a great guy. He was making similar style content to another YouTuber, as most YouTubers do these days, and he's trying to make a difference in the world now. But this isn't really it. Like, let's be honest, this guy, I'm gonna go through the list again, by the way. Fuck, what was it? Let me think. He started, like, first of all, he made a fake charity. He exploited a woman, an old woman, for, like, views, apparently. I'll say allegedly, because I don't want this video to get taken down. Allegedly, apparently. Exploit this woman for views. He also, like, he also did the Cacao Project, which turns out to be an apparent scam at the end of the day, when in reality it's not. It's literally to help farmers. And now he's trying to, like, assume that, it was a scam and all this shit, when there's literally no evidence or proof to back the claim up. And also, he was trying to be racist to Filipinos as well. Like, the Philippines, without them, this guy would not have had a career in YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. Without the Philippines, like, shout out to people, and shout out to the Filipinos, by the way. Shout out to the Philippines, by the way. Without them, his content would have not risen up to stardom and be where he's at today. So the fact that he said racist remarks is insane. And it's pathetic, honestly. And then after he tried saying not one, not two, but two, advertising two of, like, the most two of the most criminals who are criminals but crypto, which basically advertisement is criminals, and basically trying to try to, like, not have any sponsors, which is literally in YouTube's policy in the time. He also, like, started being like, fuck Israel, whilst he says he's actually Israeli first and Palestinian second. Keep in mind, this guy has a Palestinian family, bro. Do you know how insane that shit is to me? Like, to you it's not normal, but like to me, this shit's like fucking insane, bro. Actually sick to my fucking stomach, bro. Like, what the fuck? And like, basically, this guy, it literally turns out to be a piece of shit all along. Like, let's be honest, no one watches his content anymore after the backlash. Like, I can admit that I never watched his shorts on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube anymore because of it. And also, let's not forget how he's apparently mistreating his co-workers and causing like Nas Academy to shut down after this, which I don't blame the people who like try and stop him for it, because at the end of the day, this guy was like out of control. Like, all the money and fame got into his head and shit, you know, as most YouTubers do, you know. They once start to be funny, humble and all this, and now they like show off, be like, oh, look at my fancy car, look at my fancy house, look at my girlfriend, she's hotter than yours or some shit. Like, you know, get the fuck out of it with that. And also the fact that he disrespects Islam is just pathetic. Knowing that some of his viewers are basically Islamic, bro. And the fact that he's like, oh, I shaved my head to make a point and all this. No, I just explained this to you time and time again. Like, welcome, Road to Jannah literally said that we shave our heads because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or peace be upon him, literally like did it because that's what he did in pilgrimage. Like, that's what you do during pilgrimage time, you know. So it's like the fact that this guy is saying, oh, by the way, we had to do this for pilgrimage. It's like, oh, doing this because I'm trying to make a point. It's just stupid. Despite all this controversy, this guy literally had the audacity to be like, yo, guys, by the way, that wasn't true. I was really exploited. Like, no one's believing that shit. You could have just confessed to your mistakes, say you're sorry, and learn from it. That's what you should do in a normal situation. This motherfucker decides to take zero accountability of his actions. Like, despite all this though, I truly still hate Nas daily. Like, I still hate him to this day, and I hope he never posts again, bro, because after what I've seen in this video, this guy's just pathetic. Like, truly, truly pathetic, and I would never watch his content again. That's my opinion though. Like, what do you guys think about him? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know, like, and I'll see you guys in another reaction video. Whilst you're there, let me know in the comments down below what would you like me to react to next. And yeah, without further ado guys, hopefully this video does not get banned by Nas Daily, because we all know how much he likes doing that now. But yeah, like, I'm praying that this video doesn't get banned or some shit, you know. But yeah, like, it'll probably be uploaded tomorrow or some shit. But yeah guys, without further ado, stay safe, stay healthy, learn, and peace out.
It's nothing special around the way. I've been in the middle of my head.